All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. I'm gonna hop back a ways. We've been doing a lot of work over the last month. We're gonna go back and show you progress leading up to today in this video. Maybe it's 2 videos, I don't know yet. We'll see when I'm editing, but for right now, welcome back to another episode. Let's check out our updates, shall we? Well, welcome back to another episode, everyone. Today, we are painting the new shack that we built. Oh man, bugs are bad though. But right now, I'm standing right where I was, I think, somewhere in here. Can't really tell anything's growing. However, it's growing pretty good. Even in the thickest of thatch spots, we have some plants coming up through there. So where there was just dirt, like right in here, it's growing really well. There's another couple spots there that those seeds are just right on top of the dirt. Those are growing immaculately. But even where the thickest thatch was, that's also growing pretty well. So food plot 1 update. Well, this is like the most important plot for the year because it's first year. We just cut this in this year. So this plot I'm most concerned with. I want this one to grow the best. But I'm gonna show you guys each of the plots and their progress on the way over to the stand. And then we're gonna do some painting. Let's get it. So once again, here is the second plot. You can see where that thatch was, where there was less thatch when we laid it down, where the weeds were thinner when we planted. That's all popping nice and green already. You can see all the brassica. Almost every leaf in here is brassica except for this little strip, like right here. Everything else you green here is a good brassica, but even in the thickest of thatch spots, like right here, the plants are starting to get through the top. And once they come up above that brown and get sunlight, they're gonna explode. But it's literally all the way through here. It's perfect. This plot's looking amazing. I'm so excited. I have not even looked, but I already have a smile on my face because I can see triple, quadruple the amount of brassica popping up already than I did last year. So this brings a smile to my face. If you're about to watch the debrief series, you're gonna see it. We go from our food plots from day 1 to day, the last day, opening day, in episode 1. Preparation. It's always episode 1 of the debrief. We are in this plot and no brassica grew like at all. There was like 2 little patches and that was it. So this year, this is looking phenomenal already. I can see brassica plants popping up through the thatch. Right here next to me where the thatch is too thick, just like the others, it's starting to come up through the top. So that brings the biggest smile to my face. But if you look right there, there's gonna be some vertical windows up in there. There's gonna be some horizontal ones for rifle season. That's gonna be a really good stand after I paint it and get the windows cut in. But here we are, plot number 3. We got 2 more plots to check on, but this brings the biggest smile on my face. All right, 4th plot. This is also bringing a lot of smiles because look at, I was really concerned with this. This is so thick, but if you look in there, you spread it apart a little bit or whatever, there's plants popping right up through there. So just like everything else, I feel like I'm on repeat. Now that those leaves are starting to get above that thatch, we're gonna have some really good growth coming. But man, the food plots are just on another level this year as of right now. If we can keep this cycle of rain and cooler temps coming, these things are going to explode this year. And we have rain coming later this week. So everything's looking fantastic for our food plots this year. And I couldn't be more excited. But we got 1 more plot, but I'm gonna paint first. So I'm gonna go paint that shack first, and then we'll go check on the last shack. But man, what excitement I have. It's real dark now. I just finished painting. I don't know if I got paint on my face or not, but the blind's painted. Trail camera that needed to be put out is put out. The batteries are put in the other one. And now we're at the final food plot. And like I said about all the other ones, it don't look like much right now, but every single seed is popping up in here. So You know, I would like maybe, you know, a little bit more growth to this point in like this plot specifically, because it was probably the closest to dirt. However, it's also one of the more shaded ones. You can let it fall. I move the window.
This one's got that screw sticking out of it.
Yeah. Whew, it is warm in here without any of the windows open. Well, here we are. It's complete. We're gonna put one more window in, I think, right here, or maybe even two, maybe one right there. But either way, we are huntable. We are ready to be in here hunting, and I could not be more excited. Having a big, comfortable stand that you can just kick back and relax in is gonna be awesome. We have a few other box blinds, but with two people and the camera equipment, it's tight, and you don't feel like you can really put a big chair in there, so. I know, it's a woe is me situation, but we built this whole thing for very cheap. I mean, the ceiling is just vinyl and pallets, you know, the windows are just made out of some 2x2s. Like, we did everything as cheap as possible. I mean, that's the way we do things. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like, you can build something like this for very cheap if you can just source lumber, free lumber, people getting rid of stuff, scraps, like, use whatever you can. And you can build a nice big blind as well. But either way, one of the update areas is the new food plot. It's weedy, it's grassy, but there is plenty of brassica in here. Now, it's not as big as I would like, but as you can tell, like, it's pretty shady in here as well. We got a ton of grass growing over here, but for a first year food plot, when it all looked like that, just woods, we mowed it down, threw some seeds and rolled it over, like, as minimal work as you can imagine. We're gonna get some pretty good plants in here. We got another month of growth coming, maybe just shy of a month of growth coming, but everywhere there's at least a handful of brassica plants literally through this whole thing. So I'm really happy with how much is actually growing. I'm not happy with how much it has grown, if that makes sense. So the number of plants, super happy with. The growth they've given us, I wish it was a little better. I do have some more nitrogen that I could come throw out here if we got a rain coming. If I see a rain coming, like a heavy rain, I'll come out here and I'll throw some nitrogen. But we got tons of plants. I'm super happy with it. I'm excited. I'm gonna pull this camera card and empty it though, and then a couple more cards that I gotta empty. So I'm still skating on the free plans. So they've been full for a while. So I'm gonna go pull all the cards, check the pictures, put the cards back in nice and emptied. They should be resetting here in a couple days. So we'll start getting some more cell cam pics. But either way, food plot number one, you know, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Like, I expected worse. I expected to come in here and see half as many plants. So seeing the number, like I said, seeing the number of plants, I'm happy. Wish it was a little bigger, but let's go check out the next food plot, shall we? All right, food plot number 2, one of our main plots. We got some stripes in it. I missed some areas with the weed killer for sure, but this plant growth is phenomenal. This is exactly what I like to see about this time of year. We got some big plants. Some of them are starting bulbs already. Super happy with this growth. The whole plot has brassica all the way through it. Last year, this plot was terrible. There's no other way around it. We had a bunch of plants right up here in front, or in the bottom there, like in the bottom corner where I had like redone and reseeded at one point. That all grew really well, but that was it. The rest of this, there was like a plant here, plant there. They never grew very big. They never grew very big bulbs. So this one, seeing the growth we have this year, oh buddy, November is shaping up already. But one other tip I'm gonna give you guys when you're doing camera stuff, especially cell cams, especially spy points if you've been having problems. You're gonna walk up to it, you're gonna open it, which is gonna make it move, which is gonna take a picture. So then I never, ever turn it off or pull the card if the status light is doing something. If it's blue, I wait till it turns off and then I shut the camera off and then I pull the card. If it's green and it's like taking a video or a picture or whatever you have it set to, I let the process finish before I shut it off, then I remove the card, because it's just like a computer. That's all this is, a little tiny computer. You never want to interrupt a process, a file process on a computer. It just leads to corruption. So if you ever had problems with your spy points, if you be honest with yourself, have you just walked up to it and pulled the card out while it was still on, and then it never really functioned right after that? One of the tricks or tips, or if you're someone, I've seen people do it, Tyler, to my cameras, just walk up and pull the card while it's taking a video. That's how you get corruption. That's how you get problems. That's how you brick these devices sometimes. So cell cams and stuff, wait till their processes are finished before you pull that card out. Then you can pull the card out and keep moving. Here we are on our third plot. One of the plots I'm more excited about, because we just put it in 2 years ago. Last year we had good growth, but it was really, really weedy. This year, oh man, it's phenomenal. This is the best growth we have on the property. So it's probably, some of these plants are double the size of that last plot we just shown you. And it's all the way through. It's probably the most uniform one. It's got the biggest plants. It's growing the best. I think I overseeded all of them, or I didn't do a very good job of seeding. Either way, the seeds are in bunches in here too, but either way, we got awesome plants through this whole plot. I'm super pumped and excited about that. So we're gonna get a camera here soon. I'm gonna wait until these leaves start changing, because there's a scrape right under this tree I like to point the camera at. Once that scrape starts getting opened up, I'll pop the camera over here. But food plot number 3, fantastic. All right, this is the food plot I was most concerned with. This is definitely double the amount of plants that I thought were gonna grow in here. I'm not gonna lie. When I came out here, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? Well, it's probably 3 weeks ago now. Man, time flies. I thought it was just like a bunch right there, and I thought there was just a little bunch right here. It turns out there's a whole strip there. There's a whole pile of them there. There's some down on this other side. That side must just get too shady, because nothing really has popped up there even since day one. So I don't think that side receives enough sunlight during the day, but I am very excited about the growth in here. Now, it's a very small plot. Hopefully these bulbs get big enough that it holds deer in November, December. They come in here and they start eating these bulbs if it snows and freezes. So if the plants are good, the bulbs are bad, the deer will be in here in late October eating the green off, and then they'll probably disappear. But if the bulbs grow real nice, you'll see them all the way through November. But plot number 4, we'll give this 2 scores. On expectations, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's blown my expectations away. I expected half as many plants, half the size. I expected it like that first middle plot. As far as like actual growth, you can see all the brown. I give this one a 5 out of 10 too. But ultimately, I mean, this plot takes 5 minutes to plant, 10 minutes to plant. So it's nice seeing this much growth in here. Let's keep her moving. All right, and this is the last plot. As far as brassica goes, not growing the greatest. I think this one just needs some nitrogen. This one grew really, really good a couple years ago, like popped incredibly well. And then it's been down since, and I don't think I gave it enough nitrogen last year. So I'm gonna come through here with some nitrogen. Again, when I get that rain, I'm gonna put a little here, or a little there. That first plot I showed you guys, and a little on this one. But the nice part about this one is the clover keeps coming back. We planted year 1 or spring 1, we put clover in here. So all the green that's not brassica in there isn't weeds, it's clover. So, it's a bittersweet that, we get a lot of good growth in here, whether it's clover or brassica, but it definitely looks like the brassica needs a little boost. But this is a great stand. It's where Dad shot his first bow buck. So really need this plot to grow well, because I like the deer coming in on this side, coming down south and then working their way across the property from there. So definitely a plot that we need to get going, but I gotta swap this camera out real quick. Let's get it. All right, and that's really the update. I have emptied all 8 cards. I put out a new camera. I moved a different camera slightly. All of the trail camera work is done. All the food plot updates are in. 2 out of our 5 plots are immaculate. 4 out of our 5 plots are very much acceptable. I'm very happy with them. And then 1 of them needs some help. So I'll definitely come back out with nitrogen. The next rain I see, I'll be coming out with some nitrogen. We'll give some of these plots a little bit of help. But man, the first update video I gave you guys, or I really guess the first work video that I gave you guys, I said I wanted to be done with everything that weekend. And now we're sitting here, you know, a week from opener, and this stand needs a ton of adjustment yet. The other stand needs new windows still. The new stand still needs a little bit of adjustments. We need some more, you know, shooting lanes cut. I haven't even touched the tree stands out here yet. There's so much work to be done still, and that's okay. One thing I preach to everyone I know, and one thing that I concentrate on the most, especially out on this property, it's not about September, it's not about the velvet bucks, it's not about disturbing anything that's living out here for us. It's too small of a property to worry and try to have a sanctuary area or not disturb anything. It's too small. It's 23 acres. But what we can do is make sure that when November comes, everything is perfectly set in place and ready to go. Because, you know, the first year we had it, we had a velvet buck that was out here often, but I mean, he disappeared. So it's one of those things where, like, you're not going to keep a buck here. There will be no home range buck here. There'll be bucks here that are here more often than others, definitely. But nothing's living in this chunk of property for a few reasons. I don't want to completely discredit it because of how small it is, but it's what's around it, right? If a deer leaves this 23 acres, they're like a mile away. There's no in-between. There's no in-between for them out here. We're surrounded by highways and egg fields and pasture, so if they leave these woods, they're a mile away, and they're not just going to come cruising through for a day. They come in, they bed for a couple days, and they move on. So anyway, that's enough rambling about the property. I hope the update video for you guys was informative of some kind, or, you know, let me know how your stuff's going. That's what this video is really about, to post and have you guys have me keep up with you guys. Put in the comments below. Man, that was a hard way to say that. but anyway, just let me know how your season's going. Do you have target bucks yet? Is your season open? Like North Dakota's open, I believe, already. Good luck to everyone out there. I hope you all the best of season this season. The next video you guys will see, it'll be filmed during opener, I'm sure. We don't have any rain in the near future, so the next video you guys get will be me putting nitrogen on these plots and making some adjustments, but I'm not sure when that's going to be. So update me on how your guys' season is. I'm super excited to hear about it, and I guess this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I'll leave you by the tree stand. This thing has to move to where that dead pine tree is. But anyway, make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, see you in the woods.